Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Build Showcase. Build on your screen right there. Pause the video if you wish to copy the exact main components, also listed in the description below. So I have finally gotten my hands on the Kodiaks, and to me this is the perfect time to do build showcase videos of them, because I don't yet have pilot skills unlocked, or anything else for that matter. So I have no pilot skills and no modules are in use. So if you have the pilot skills, like basic, elite and master, and the modules to go with this build, obviously you will see a performance increase from this particular build. Now when I saw the Kodiak 2's hardpoint loadout layout, like, oh, I can do my Warhawk build on this. 4 large pulse lasers works nicely on a Warhawk. Let's do it on a Kodiak. And then I obviously land on this map. This is my second game ever on Kodiak 2, and actually you're going to see my third game as the second game featured in this video as well. So Kodiak is something I just haven't gotten around to getting before, because, well, I thought it was way too powerful. Like Kodiak 3 especially, I personally think it is a really good mech, very powerful mech. Not going to say overpowered, because that is a very subjective matter, but very powerful mech. And so I have avoided getting Kodiak 3, and in the same go avoided getting other Kodiaks as well. But I finally have. So let's play them and make videos of them now, since I have them. Get to show these builds off. And this is just a, you know, long conga line. On the new Terra Firma, I actually like the fact that my team decided to take this route around instead of going through the middle into that one choke point funnel where most teams seem to be, you know, heading straight to, which is in the F7G7 area. So yeah, as you can see, the enemy team is basically there as well. So this kind of turns the engagement on its head, because essentially we are coming from where the enemy team would be coming from. And also at the time of where this video is recorded, remember there is absolute killer ghost hit when you fire 4 clan large pulses, or any clan large lasers at once. So 2 at a time, and then this thing also brings 2 small lasers, because it is nice to have extra firepower when things get to that range. And this is a very nice position here to hang around. I have a line of sight blocking terrain feature. I have some fire support from something else, and I eat the first overhead because, well, as mentioned at the beginning, don't yet have any pilot skills whatsoever. Also, it is a very hot map, which kind of hurts this particular thing. As in, 4 large pulse lasers don't necessarily do all that well on extremely, well, hot maps. Maps where you, well, incur extra heat when you're firing your weapons. But for this kind of stuff, the 4 large pulse lasers is absolutely monstrous. Just like, I have 1 target to shoot at. Well, granted, I could like be poking around and doing things, like there's Nova behind, but Nova got killed, and I even managed to get a kill assist on it. But now these guys need to die, because they are like pushing into our team and stuff. Hit the second overheat, because I wasn't actually watching my heat well enough. I thought I had enough heat to do. So yeah, and there is those small lasers getting to work as well, in the sense that, well, I just came out of the overheat. I don't want to fire the large pulses right away, so I fired the 2 small lasers, did a little bit of damage. So there is that. Somebody is going for this Kodiak. Let's help out on that. Well, the Kodiak wants to shoot at me instead. Okay, that is fine. That is very much fine. Should probably poke out that Kodiak again, because nobody else is shooting at me. And there we go, dead Kodiak. Ah, well, here is a summoner who is absolutely ignoring me, so I'm very much willing to shoot at you and everybody else. Now, I haven't been the focus fire on in this particular game here, which is kind of nice actually. So, well, it is kind of nice. I was very much expecting everybody to shoot at the Kodiak as soon as I poke my head out. And that is kind of being the case. There is another overheat. This is a very heat intensive build, especially on a heat intensive map like this. Kind of being the case, like as soon as I poke out, everybody is shooting at me. There is a mech behind me. Let's pull back a little bit. Okay, it's a shadow. Okay, all right. Go around. This mech does have 2 jump jets, but I don't wanna jump over. Try to jump over that thing to get there. So don't really see the reason to. Just try to take that leg off it. Oh well. There is small lasers doing its work, and then it's shooting at me because I am the Kodiak, right? Oh well. Alright. One last mech to go. Let's get on to the next game.
Target destroyed.
Moving on to Grim Plexus. It is not the coldest map around, but it's also not the most heat-intensive map around, unlike the Terra Firma. So at least this is another, well, different showcase. Even though it is the same game mode, it's on a different map at least. My 3rd game ever in Kodiak 2. Managed to get some pilot skills out of the 2nd game, which is just peachy. Just peachy. So I believe I have heat containment and cool run now for this 3rd game, if memory serves me right. So something to keep in mind, because now overheat a little less, but it also has to do with the map and the fact that I am now more used to just how much I can use those large pulse lasers. And that thing there in the distance, that always annoys me a little bit, because when I, you know, come this way and just have a look-see around, I always think that is a UAV. Just something to point out, like every single time I just come around the corner, run this direction, it's like, oh, there is already a UAV. No, it's the damn star there in the distance. But there is a UAV. So, there is a UAV already. Let's poke at the UAV, and it is down. My team really charging forward in this particular game. I am in no position to provide any kind of supporting fire yet, which is always a little bit scary when this happens.
Target acquired.
Because if you're, well, if the folks who push on that hard end up dead, you end up being overwhelmed very quickly afterwards. So that is not good. I need to get into the action, into the thick of things, and this is where I really realized just how good the Kodiak is. With the fact you have, or can even mount such a large engine on a 100-ton mech. I mean, I'm using the XL400, which is the top-rated engine. The speed of this thing, even without speed tweak, it's like the speed I can get into the action is ludicrous. It is insanity. Especially considering it is a Clan XL engine. So you do not die if you lose one side torso, which is one reason why I'm mounting an XL engine on a 100-ton mech. I mean, if this was a inner sphere mech, I would likely use a standard engine simply because of that. Okay, arms are just too wide to do that sort of firing. Something new learned right there. As you can see, I was shooting at the building instead of past the building.
New target.
So, oh well, didn't even get shots into that guy either. Oh well, let's hang around here and shoot at this huntsman. There is some kind of a huntsman event going on, which I just completely and utterly ignore. Go closer to the wall so I'm not in, you know, view of this other whatever mech that was down there, or at least try to avoid it. There we go. And incoming missiles. Now I am fully in view. Let's put some firepower in and use those small lasers for, you know, for what they are good for, and try to spread myself around a little bit, because there is a UAV. Spread all that damage around.
New target acquired.
Okay, let's push in with the team. No reason to hang back on my own at the moment. We are, after all, leading in the kills, so that means press the advantage when you have it. But don't expose yourself to 10 million enemies at once. There is one catapult which is almost dead. Let's put a little bit of fire on that Jenner, and there is the massive amount of ghost hit when firing 4 large pulses at once. I thought I had just enough heat capacity to actually get away with that, but I didn't. But the Jenner is down, catapult is nearly down, and there is somebody else there. Let's see if we can finish off this catapult, because I don't know if it still has guns. No, it does not. Well, could steal a kill on that, but well, apparently no. No, just couldn't. So, massive kill lead, so far loving the Kodiak, and there is the little thing which was earlier shooting me in the rear. I just completely ignored it, because frankly, no reason to chase it in a 100-ton Mac. But now, as it's running around like a lunatic among my team, of course, shoot it to pieces. There is another one way back there. That's okay. Let's just hunt down the last few mechs, and the game is over. Thank you very much for watching. Give this build a try on your Kodiak too. It works marvelously well, the same way it does on a Warhawk, actually. So far, quite enjoying it on the Kodiak. Just need the pilot skills to actually, you know, make it heat, well, not overheat quite so fast.
Target destroyed.